Okay, I am in the northeast corner of Windward Cove. I went around the whole thing. This is after asphalt is done, curbs ripped out, curb is not put back, seal coating and striping is not complete. So, I got one puddle here, and this curb was not to be taken out, but it's beat up. And then I have two puddles right next to the drain, which is unfortunate. I was here when we were paving this. We had to use the smart level because it was really stupid tight. We had less than 1% fall from the basin to the end of the patch, and so this was really tight, but these puddles are definitely made from rolling it. I really hope we don't have to try to fix that because that's not going to be easy to do. And then I'm going to continue going around the property. There was just one more thing. Oh, back where those delineators are, that section, we're not opening it up because we don't want to let cars park where there is no curb. There's no curb at the back of them. The only other thing is we have this hydraulic leak on the paver, and so we have boom, 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 and then that one day where it rained on us, we got some spots that are just a little cold and a little bony. So I'll show these to Romo and have him just remind him we got to pull the bones off. We flick those bones in rather than pull them off, and you can just see the whole, look at that, boom. This is all going to look wonderful once we seal coat it, but it would look wonderful at this point if we did that. And then if we crack fill, I'm going to mention to Dan, let's put extra tar in the seams, especially on this cold day. I mean, that's a big old gap in that seam. Okay, I already walked around it once. Now I'm just gonna kind of go back and retrace my steps. So I'm gonna be pausing in between, but I'm gonna go counterclockwise. So I already went over a bunch. There's like 15 patches back there. I went over those. There's another hydraulic oil spot that we made from coming out of the patch. And it's like that right by our patch everywhere because we got that hydraulic leak on the paver. Curb. Okay, so I was on the other side of the complex. We basically have a whole bunch of patches along that side, almost nothing in the back, and we pick back up again here. So this was a really deep, really gnarly patch, but we scuffed that, I believe. I think it was with the front of the paving machine. So I'll show that to Mike and just have him be real careful. And then I just want to make sure we are excavating enough. I can see it's not going to bother anybody here, but curb chokes down along there. So I want to make sure that goes. And then it's a pretty gnarly roller cut line, but I know that they were training Sean on the roller, which is outstanding. And I also know they're really used to, the Tacoma pave crew is really used to the bigger, bony super pave like Miles, which is why they typically don't worry about the raking the bones off. It always just smashes in with the big roller. So then when he gets down into these plants with this mix, there's a little bit of fallout. Patch looks great. The tar's a little small on it, but like I said, I'm going to reiterate. And then here is one stall that does not have a stripe, and there's more damaged curb. And this is really beat up. So we have that, but the tar looks much better. And then I was here when this happened. So we're doing this patch, which was crazy, and this brick here fell off without us hitting it. We did not. As you can tell, there's no damage on this brick at all. And it was right in there. just like so, and it fell out as we were backing the paving machine up to it, and we did not hit it. Now also you can see, so on these deep ones, our paver comes out and it tracks little bits of asphalt, and then our roller hits these little bits of asphalt and it compacts it through. And then when we scrape up those little bits of asphalt, we have some of these pock marks in here. I really don't like it. It looks tacky, and I talked with Dan a little bit about this already, but we need to just know, especially when we're going deep and we have the big roller, when the paving machine comes out of a hole, you need to completely clean the bottom. And they had the sweeper out here on the Bobcat. It was going in between the holes, and we were still scraping it up. So it got a lot better. There's not as many pock marks on this one. Tar's good, but you can see how just feather bumping the asphalt up on the edge instead of raking it off, which I'll say again is totally fine because we're seal coating this. But if we weren't, we would have a problem with the hydraulic fluid and with the pock marks coming out. So for example, this was an overlay we popped up in a lift. We only excavated full depth where the tree root was, and the same thing back there by that car. Okay, so there was the entryway, and I came back over to this side. So these patches look good. We have some more curb sections that were not in our curb scope that are popped up, but patch looks good. Edges are smooth. But this again was one of those spots that we had the serious pock marks. So we did that patch, this patch. Got some tar coming up, but we're gonna have to crack fill anyway. This patch. But let's see, I know it happened out here, I just gotta find it. But like you can tell on this long patch, we rolled out the side, and there's just pock marks that we rolled the asphalt into, and we really did damage the existing. So I think we need to take the extra time and ensure that we're not doing that. You know, that scrape mark wasn't there. There's the hydraulic fluid puddle. And just look how beat up this asphalt is. That honestly is mainly from us. So, like I said, the cleanup here is really good. These guys did a really nice job, but we just really need to clean that up. That's it. Ready to seal coat.